So this is Jan again, and now we look for an advanced modeling with a complete different cloud. So we can see already this is a height of 40 meters about. I shift left click. It's a very large tree. It is from tropical areas. It's already denoised. I was sending it like this. It's still a decent quality, but of course we have the little twigs removed. And yeah, more occlusion than with the cherry tree we used in the last tutorials. But still there can be decent modeling maybe. But whoa, okay. This never occurred to me before I was sending those clouds. The branch quality is the lower stem part quality is horrible to me. And when I saw this before modeling, I knew it will get problematic. It's a buttress tree, so we don't even have a cylindrical form here. We see that these roots growing out, and this is already a height of 5 meters here. This is the first 5 meters, and it's terrible, really terrible. So uh, we can. So what I will do now is contain also some errors in the modeling, so to give you like ideas what you do to do better. So let's say assume I have no knowledge and I just model. Uh, these were the old parameters which I used for the cherry tree. Um, and let's compute. Forget about the geometry. Do not optimize parameters. It's a quite fast computation. But we get nothing. No cylinder. Or where is the cylinder? Here is a single cylinder. So no, it's we have a volume of, where is the cylinder? Somewhere is a cylinder, I don't know where. But it went terrible. So yeah, I told you before, I knew that kind of this was happening. So the thresholds, they were used from a high quality point cloud, and you can consider this a low quality point cloud. So let's first adapt the cylinders. I already prepared a little bit. I will rename so I can later rely on it. What I did do, so you don't want that everything is clustered so rough. Because of this heavy occlusion, you make these cluster thresholds large. And also to get more points, you make the sphere surface larger. So 3 centimeters. Let's say 3. And this was 20. That were my preset thresholds, which I then did in the first trial. Compute. So now I hope to get a little bit better, but still not really good. Okay. So what can I tell now? The crown, there is already several stuff detected, but unfortunately the stem is horrible still. I mean, really underestimated. Why is it like this? We cannot fit here even with those thresholds decent model, cause it's, even if it's 20 centimeter cluster, this quality is poor, and my method just does not do proper here. Uh, So my first idea was we can do this still, to cut out the horrible part. Make it even. So I remove this pesky stuff, which is not the solution I suggest, but just to show you there are multiple ways. So now our tree starts with a little bit better model. So if I would reuse these thresholds, do not use allometry, I expect now here larger cylinders. Yeah, okay. Now, what do we have now? This part where the point cloud starts is modeled quite well. So from a height of like 9 meters. And then it's just this cylinder is prolongated till ground zero. But of course the diameters would grow larger. So we have still underestimation. Okay? So yeah, if I wouldn't have another solution ready, that might be the way to go, and you would need to manually estimate how much more larger this split up this really length cylinder and give it like, yeah, measure by hand or anything. But we have a better solution, so I reload the cloud. Um, I do not even compute the normals, cause as you might have seen, I really use the same parameters for stem and branch, same parameters here and here. So yeah. Um, so I have here an extended stem method. This was made for buttress trees with a lot of undergrowth around the lower part of the stem. So with really poor quality. So first we have to check, like here it gets better. This is 8 meters, I know already. I cannot shift click right now because this dialog is open. But so I give it 8 plus a little bit buffer. 10 meters I want to have models with the method which is described here. So what it generally does, there is two other parameters, the bin width of so it cuts like the first 10 meters in 3-meter height slices and presses these slices to 2 dimensions and just fits a circle, and then it connects fitted circles, and this is a lot more stable than my sphere following, because I can rely like 3 meters is from here to here, and if I press these to the XY plane I might have enough circle information. That was my idea. So there is another parameter you need to be aware, like how Ransack does fit. And so Ransack is my circle fitting routine. I also use it for cylinders. And Ransack in general generates, if you want to fit a circle with Ransack, it generates a random circle. However Ransack does it, I know, but you don't need to know for now. It generates multiple randomized circles, and then it looks like which points have like distance to the circle smaller than this threshold, and these are considered fitted points. And Ransack chooses out of all his randomized circles, the one with the most fitted points. And so also this is set really large. Normally I would recommend like 3 centimeters, so 10% of this. But because of the buttress nature, I mean we don't have really circular structure here, I also set it quite large. So and then it will do like these 3 or 4 slices, will fit 3 cylinders with this different routine. And then in the upper part, like it will use my sphere following method and will connect all the cylinders to a tree model. So this should be like already a lot better. 2-meter height slices, so 5 slices. And yeah, let's try it out. Do not use allometry, do not optimize parameters. Ah, okay. So compared to our first try, it's already a lot better, right? It's still not perfect cylinders, and but it's not that you can model this lower part with the cylinder reaching from here to here. That would be also overestimation, cause it's just like a little root, or yeah, just look up like what buttress tree look like if you don't know. Uh, it's not like a circular structure. So for the amount of quality, already pretty decent. So I I worry a little bit about the crown. Like we have here a lot of occlusion gaps, so the spheres could not run along this branch here, and I have not modeled it. So yeah, still it's already decent in my opinion, but let's do it one more time. And so those parameters, I click here find more now, that's the only difference, and compute. So now it should look for points which have not been fitted with cylinders, for example this branch here, cluster them and rerun the routine, or build here a cluster for this branch, and wow, now we have detected, and all these newfound clusters are connected to our main tree. And yeah, we have detected nearly every branch, I would say. There is some weird cylinders. So we have here an isolated cluster of points. It tries to fit a cylinder, but this is not, yeah, it's not really a stem. It's just the leftover. But he can fit something into it and then connects it to the to its nearest main tree model cylinder, and that's this crazy connection cylinder. Similar pattern like here. We have here just some nonsense points left. They are connected to here, to here. If you are interested in biomass, you can ignore this. Maybe but it's not good for ecological properties. So I show you what you can do. For now, I just get rid of this. You need to invest some work to do it better. But so I can remove those points manually right now. Okay, and where do we have more of those? Just make the cloud a little bit nicer. So maybe I want to get rid of those. This is just a sphere, and all points inside the sphere will be deleted. I make it too meter radius sphere, which is quite large, but we have also a large tree. Whoa, this did not work. Maybe I pressed the board. So yeah, you can manually denoise also quite fast with this method often, but I always use like a combination of uh, manual and automatic methods for denoising. I just remove some noise. Uh, this might be a neighboring tree branch, so I'm not sure. Yeah, but it's just not for publishing right now, right? It's just for teaching purposes. So I will remove it also. 3 meter might be even good. I'm not sure if this belongs to our tree or not. So, but I remove it now. And here are some clusters left. In the first tutorial I also showed you how to use clustering for denoising. But okay, now we don't have so many artifacts anymore. So I never talked about this button. File downwards means import and this means export. So I can just name it denoised, so I don't overwrite my old file. And then one more time, yeah, it's still the same parameters. So I press compute, do not use allometry, do not optimize parameters for now. And yeah, it seems we don't have these weird connection cylinders anymore I talked about. So now you could press this button to generate CSV files, to build here a power function, which should have the form like this, where my mouse goes. And then you could start applying by either pressing this button. I don't have the parameters at hand right now, but we talked about this in other tutorials. And we have here 28.5 cubic meters volume. It's a larger tree, not really the largest one I modeled. Yeah, again, you could also make the cloud to model distance. We talked about a lot, and it's just, yeah. If we compare this result now to our first modeling from this tutorial, it's pretty nice, I think. And here is weird stuff happening, but yeah, with this quality, I think like buttress trees from tropical areas might be one of the hardest tree to model. I'm not sure. So as you have still like, no, there is even worse trees where you cannot even see with your human eye. You stand in front of the tree and you see no wood because it's covered by needles or leaves. These are for sure the worst trees, which you could not even model. But it's already a quite difficult cloud, has been a quite difficult cloud. And yeah, that's all. I hope you like this model. And this is for now the last modeling tutorial. And I say goodbye.